Did any of you guys see this? Did any of you guys see this? Halloween H2O 25 years later, or no, 25th anniversary, limited edition from Paramount. I see, I didn't know this. Paramount actually, I guess they bought the rights to a whole slew of the Miramax Dimension films. Some of you might be able to help me in that, because I used to really be into the behind the scenes on like physical media and the studios and who owns what and all that stuff. I used to especially before I started my YouTube channel, I used to really dig into that stuff and get into physical media and the studios and the companies. And to me, like one of the biggest deals was when all these studios gave Shout Factory the right to put a box set together of Halloween. And they did this for Friday too, but I'll just show you like Halloween. Like, you guys still have yours? But mine still looks beautiful too. It's in great condition. But I remember when this was announced, everybody was freaking out because like, how did this happen? This is amazing. All these freaking titles, you got Trancas, you got Dimension Films, you got Universal. Yeah, I think that's pretty much the gist of the Anchor Bay. Yeah, so you had 4 different studios here. And how they were able to like wrangle all those studios together to put this out was pretty insane. So, yeah, 25th anniversary of H2O. Now, are you guys going to get that? It is a sexy looking cover. It's a Steelbook. I already got mine pre-ordered. I can't help it. I'm a Halloween fanatic. Even though H2O is probably down there lower in my ranking, it's still a fun movie. I guess that should just tell you how much I like pretty much most of the movies in the Halloween franchise. But this one, yeah, it ranks down there on the lower end, but it's still got some, like what it's got good, it's got great. You know what I mean? But what it's got bad, it's got really bad. That's for me. That's the way I look at H2O. There's certain things that irk me about the movie, but I'll definitely add this to my collection. That's a beautiful Steelbook. Now, what do you guys notice that's kind of different about that Steelbook? What do you notice, huh? Is something off there? It's the, has anybody said it yet? Yeah, thank you, Nicholas. There you go. The mask, all right? Somebody said, why don't they have the proper mask? This was on Blu-ray.com, because I still go on Blu-ray.com all the time. Somebody on Blu-ray.com said, why don't they have the proper mask? And I was like, what do you mean proper mask? There are literally 4 masks in H2O. Is there like a little ticker that goes across the top of the screen when the quote unquote proper mask is presented? I don't know. But that's the KB mask, which I thought this was the first time that the KB mask was presented on the cover of H2O. To my surprise, it was the second time that's happened, because I guess on the Echo Bridge release years ago, they also had the KB mask on there. So I thought this was the first time they put it on there. But I don't mind it. Like, of all 4 masks, hell, my favorite one is one that's never presented, and that's the curse mask from the beginning of the movie. The Stan Winston mask, it's okay, but the eye holes are way too big. So, I mean, as far as like ranking, and I think I've done this before, I've ranked all the masks. H2O is nowhere near the top. Any of the 4 masks that are in that movie, they're all quite low down there, I'm with Chris Snyder there. Halloween 2018, Halloween 6. You pretty much any of the David Gordon Green trilogy masks and Halloween 6. Those are, and of course, the first movie too. But yeah, those are the creme de la creme. I like having a physical media collection. I like having a VHS collection. I even like having DVDs. Sometimes I like having DVD. Like every now and then, guys, here's the little story for you. Do you have a movie that you kind of like watching the DVD for whatever reason, even though you might have the 4K? And that sounds ridiculous and crazy, but I have a reason for that. Sometimes I like to watch the, what is it called? There's an edition of Halloween that came out in, I think, 2000 on DVD. And it's not the 25th anniversary edition, because that's when they changed the color timing a little bit. But there's the version that came out before the 25th anniversary. And it even has like, it's even got like the 2 disc and it has the TV cut. There's a reason I like to watch that version quite often. And the reason being is the color timing. Because Halloween has, I think, 3 or 4 different color timing versions out there. There's the one that looks like summer, you know, especially in the daylight scenes. I mean, it's just freaking popping summer. And then there's the one that Dean Cundy went in and he tried to make the summer scenes look like fall. And so it kind of looks artificial, though. And that's the version that you'll see on the later releases, you know, I think even the 4K. Although the 4K looks beautiful. But the green looks artificial almost. It's kind of weird. So the version I like watching most is the 2000 version that came out. It's got like just Myers' mask on it, and the holographic version. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. I might have that right here. That is the holographic 2-disc version. Let's see, is there a name for it? It's called the limited edition, and it actually has the TV cut on it, and it actually has these like postcards or cards too. But the color timing on this edition is great because the nighttime scenes, they're really like the blues are pushed out, you know? So I don't know. It's a preference, but I just love the color timing on this particular version. So sometimes I'll just throw this in and watch it, you know? Because the 4K version, as beautiful as it looks, it doesn't, like if you saw this in the theater, usually the color timing you're going to see in the theater, especially back in 78, from what I've heard, is this. Okay? So maybe something you didn't know, but if you can track this version down, you know, it's kind of like that Predator before they did the freaking Ultimate Hunter Edition edge enhancement. It looked like a video game. There's a version of Predator that looks like a video game. And so everybody was trying to buy the 2008 edition that has like all the grain intact and it looks dirty and muddy. That's the way Predator's supposed to look. It's not supposed to look like a video game, right? And I think because they made this really shitty looking version, it made people appreciate the more natural version, right? I know I've talked way too long about physical media, but don't get me, I could do a whole stream on physical media, right? I love this stuff. I do. And maybe that's another thing too, is when you get a digital version of a movie, more than likely that version is going to be the same version throughout the rest of time. It's going to be the same color timing, same everything, okay? Same audio track. But when you get physical media, holy shit, especially when you're talking about big titles like Halloween, like Terminator 2, you know, Alien, titles that have seen new releases throughout the years, you know. Usually there's something different about those. You might get a mono track in there. One of them might have a different color timing. One of them might be an extended edition, you know. Just another reason why physical media is freaking awesome, okay? Because I guarantee you, and I posted this the other day, like, what's the one movie that you have the most, and I'll ask you guys right now, what is the one movie that you guys have the most copies of? All right, and I think my answer might be Terminator, the first Terminator, because I have it on VHS. I have a couple of copies of the VHS. I got it on DVD. I got like 4 different versions of it on Blu-ray. I don't even think has Terminator, the first Terminator, come out in 4K yet? But yeah, and I love the first Terminator. And the reason I bought it so many times is because either they'll like offer new special features or it'll be completely cleaned up print, you know. That's just, you know, that's another great thing about physical media. Okay, it's really awesome. It's really awesome. And with digital, more than likely, you're not going to see an advertisement for a digital release to come out and say, "Wait till you get this version of the movie. We've went in and cleaned up the print, and we've given you like deleted scenes." That's another thing. When's the last time you saw special features for a digital version of a movie? It might happen like maybe once out of every 20 releases, but most of the time, when you get the digital version, that's all you're getting. You're just getting the movie, okay? What's up, guys? You are at the end of the DD Live clip. What I do is I like to clip these out if I think the topic is important or something that's newsworthy. So thank you for watching. And if you want to watch more, you can go over here. You can go over here, click on one of those. And yeah, hopefully I can do this for 20 seconds, which I think I did. Okay, so yeah, thanks for watching, guys.